just going to tune into that breath. So we'll use these first moments of practice to move inward. And then throughout practice, you'll be pulled out, but keep returning inward. Keep coming back to noticing how the body is feeling. And not only that physical body, but maybe notice how mentally you are doing. And making the practice your own. So as always, using what I'm saying, what I'm doing as suggestions, but definitely tailoring it to how you're feeling today. So let's take a few inhales and exhales, explore that breath, make it a bit deeper, then make it a bit shallower, make it a bit longer, make it a bit shorter. And then eventually see if you can find a rhythm of breath that is sustainable throughout your practice. So ideally, there'll be a little bit of intention and a bit of effort to keep you engaged. But then you want to find some ease so that it's something that you can keep coming to. And then keep with that breath, and then just notice your legs here. And then rather than collapsing into those legs, into your shins or your feet, see if you can push away from those. So find a little lift, so you're not just dumping all your weight down, but you're actually finding a bit of resistance. You might find that then your thighs engage a bit more. You might draw that lower belly a bit more in. Find also engagement through that area. Take another breath in and another breath out. And then if your eyes were closed, let's open those eyes, reach your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, lower your left arm down by your side and then reach up and over with your right. Inhale, returning through center, reaching both arms up. And exhale, lower your right hand down and reach up and over with your left. Inhale, coming back through center, interlace those hands overhead and then stretch. Palms are facing up, stretching that side body. Take a full breath in. And now on your exhale, we're going to send those palms forward and then round your spine. So beginning to find that cat pose with that spine. Send that back body back, draw the belly towards the spine, and then push those palms forward. Pause here, breathe in, and breathe out. And then as you inhale, lengthen up, those arms lift, your palms are still pointing away from you. Take an inhale, and maybe you take this into a bit of a cow pose, meaning that those shoulder blades draw slightly towards one another, and you find a bit more arching through your spine. And then as you exhale again, round the spine, push the palms forward, back, body back. Belly draws towards the spine. Again, inhale and lift, reaching those arms overhead. Maybe those arms go a bit behind those ears. As you exhale again, round chin to chest. Last one, just like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Now with your next inhale, release those hands, reach them all the way up. And on your exhale, left arm down, side stretch. If your hand is on the ground, push the floor away. Breathe in and breathe out. Returning through center on the inhale, arms lift. And then as you exhale, right arm down. And again, if it's on the floor, find some resistance. Left ribs go towards the left side. Inhale back through center, and then on your exhale, lowering those hands down by your side, and then rest them once again on your thighs. From here, if you were on the top of the feet, come onto the balls of the feet. Give the soles of the feet a stretch. Your sit bones are still on your heels if you're in this position, or on your block. And then we're going to lift those shoulders up by the ears. Inhale, squeeze them in. And then exhale, release them down. Do that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale to lower. Now as you inhale, those arms lift overhead. We're going into a twist. On the exhale, left hand comes behind us. Right hand crosses over to the outside of the left thigh. Maybe your left hand can come to the outside of your right foot. Okay? Taking a full breath in, lengthening up. And a full breath out. Do one more just like that. Breath in. And breath out. As you inhale, come back through center. Both arms will lift and we're twisting to the other side in the same way. Right hand behind us, left hand comes across, and maybe your right hand can come over to the outside of the left foot. And use these hands to just take you a little deeper into the twist, but not too much. So you've got to use some of that core also. Breath in and breath out. One more, breath in and out. Returning through center on the inhale, reaching those arms overhead. And now as you exhale, we're just going to lower the left hand to that left heel. And then once you've got your heel, see if you can lift your sit bones and find a bit of a back bend here. So that right arm is going to go back, your hips are going to go forward. And then return, sit bones to your heels. Right hand now comes to your right heel. As you press into that right heel, lift those hips. Lift your left arm, it might come by your ear. And then again, lower those sit bones, left hand to left heel. Lift the right arm, send those hips forward. Exhale, lower those sit bones onto that right heel, right hand, and then lift those hips once again. Let's do it one more time, just like that each side. Inhales to lift, to arch the spine, to open the front of the body. And last one. And then with your next exhale, return, sit bones onto your heels. From here, bring the hands just kind of level with your knees, and then see if you can roll onto the balls of your feet. So your heels are going to stay lifted. Your hands could be on the floor for balance. But if you are ready to challenge that balance a bit, see if you can lift your hands off the floor. Okay. You're still on the balls of the feet. Your heels are lifted. Find that lifted spine. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Draw belly to spine. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your heels and then come all the way into a forward fold. Straightening those legs, lifting your sit bones, holding onto opposite elbows, swaying from side to side. Take a full breath in and take a full breath out. You could test out your hamstrings here a little bit. So bend into one knee, straighten the other. Give them a little initial stretch. Be gentle with them if they tend to be tight. There'll be plenty of time to stretch them out throughout practice today. And if you are finding some movement, eventually find some stillness in your forward fold. Release your elbows, bring hands to your shins, halfway lift on the inhale. Find a lengthened, neutral spine. And then as you exhale, fold. And let's do two more like that. We'll be at the top of the mat. Breath in, halfway. Breath out, fold. And one more, just like that. Inhale. And fold, exhale. And then from here, slowly, head heavy, arms heavy, a bend in those knees. And we are rising all the way up to stand. Mountain pose. Arms can drop by your side, palms are facing forward, and then wiggle your toes. Lift all 10 toes, give them a little stretch out, and then plant from pinky toe all the way to big toe. Once you've got your feet well planted, we'll take an inhale to reach those arms overhead. And then on the exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, planting hands and stepping that left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Coming into this low lunge, hands are on the mat or on blocks. And then as you inhale, hips forward, chest forward, gaze up. As you exhale, straightening front leg, hips back, and straightening or neutral spine. And then again, inhale, coming forward, lifting. Here's more of a cow spine. And then as you exhale, hips back. And if you want to draw the nose towards your knee, you're finding more of a rounded spine. Again, inhale, coming forward. Exhale and moving back. Let's do one more, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now with your next inhale, come forward into your low lunge. Keep your left hand down and open up the right arm towards the right and then towards the ceiling. Torso is opening towards the right. Take a full breath in here. Take a full breath out. Strengthen through your legs. We're going to rise all the way up, keeping a twist. So reaching those fingers in opposite directions, strong through those legs, open arm twist. Take a full breath in and take a full breath out. Now as you inhale, coming into your lunge, so turning your torso to face forward, both arms by your ears. Strong through that back leg, back heel is still lifted. Another inhale. And then on your exhale, back heel lowers and warrior two. Reach those arms forward and back. With your next inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Left hand can come to the left leg. And then as you exhale, come all the way into side angle. Right arm maybe on your thigh or inside of that right leg. As you inhale, rise up, straighten the front leg. Triangle pose, hinge through that right hip, reach forward, and then lower the hand. Reach the left arm in the opposite direction. Keep your chest open, strong through those legs. Don't hyperextend those knees. Breathe in and breathe out. With your next inhale, rise up, bend into that front knee. You're back in warrior two. Gaze over the front fingers, and from here we're going to transition back into our lunge. So your torso is going to turn forward. The back heel lifts you back on the ball of that back foot. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, find that open arm twist. So you're turning towards the right. Fingers are reaching forward and back. Breathe in. Now as you exhale, left hand is going to lower back to the mat. You're coming back into that low lunge twist. Breath in. And as you exhale, right hand lowers back to the mat. You're back into your low lunge, this time lowering the back knee. You can come onto the top of the back foot. And then from here, drop those hips even further and forward. Lift through your chest. And then on your exhale, come all the way into half splits. So for your half splits, your left knee more or less under your left hip. And then see if you can draw your right toes towards your shin. Hands are going to come under shoulders. Remember, blocks here, good idea. And then draw your right hip slightly back as you push your left hip forward. Now we're coming into some cows and cats here with the spine. So as you inhale, chest forward, gaze up. Think about tailbone lifting and sit bones lifting. And then on your exhale, round your nose coming towards your right knee. And then again, inhale, cow. Exhale, round. And inhale. And round. Exhale. Nice job. And then from here, neutral spine, bend into that front knee, come back into your lunge. We're tucking the back toes, lifting that back knee, and making our way into a plank pose. Take a full breath in. And take a full breath out. One more breath in. On your exhale, sit bones lift up and back, and we're making our way into downward facing dog. Once you get there, just take a few moments, move a little bit. Feel your down dog, if I'm not mistaken, is the first one of today or of class. So lifting and lowering the heels, bending and straightening the knees. Maybe looking from side to side. And if down dog in no way is feeling any kind of like a rest, feel free to come down onto all fours or to come into a child's pose at any time. Another breath in and another breath out. And then with your next inhale, walking those feet towards the hands. And on your exhale, let's meet in a forward fold, holding onto opposite elbows, just taking a few breaths here. Maybe an open mouth exhale. And then with those arms dangling or with your hands at your hips, a nice bend in those knees and chin to chest, unroll the spine. And we're rising back up into mountain pose. Arms by your side, palms facing forward. And again, maybe a little wiggle through those toes. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel a strong, engaged stance. Lift all 10 toes, spread them out, and then from pinky all the way to big toe, lower them back to the mat. We're reaching those arms up on the inhale. Exhale, right arm down, side stretch. Inhale, coming back through center. Left arm lowers, exhale, other side. Back through center, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, and now your right foot is going to step all the way to the back of your mat. So finding your lunge here, back knee stays lifted for now. Remember those blocks under hands if you need them. And then again, finding a bit of that cow-cat with the spine as we move those hips forward, bend deeper into that front knee, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, straighten that front leg. Go for a neutral spine first, sending those sit bones back. And then come back, inhale into your cow, bringing hips forward, lifting chest. Exhale as you move back. Maybe nose now moving towards your left knee. And then again, coming forward as you inhale. And back, exhale. And let's do one more, just like that. See if you can keep your right glute engaged as you move, especially coming into the lunges. And then as you come forward once again into your lunge, bending into that front knee, the right hand now is going to stay down and the left arm is going to reach all the way up towards the ceiling. So you're finding your twist towards the left side. Make sure your feet are well planted, well grounded through here. First, give a push through that bottom hand, but then become a bit lighter through your right side, through that right arm. We're going to rise with this twist. So when you're ready, rising up, keep those arms, those fingers reaching in opposite direction. Strong legs here. Breath in. And breath out. Squeeze those inner thighs towards one another and use your glutes. And then from this twist, slowly on the inhale, coming back into your lunge, those arms are going to reach up by your ears. Gaze is forward. And then as you exhale, that back heel lowers and warrior two, opening your arms once again. This time palms will be facing down. With your warrior two, front palm turns up, reverse warrior, inhale. And then as you exhale, all the way into side angle, forearm to thigh or inner part of your leg, right arm by your ear. With your next inhale, rise up, straighten that front leg. We're going for a triangle pose, hinging through that left hip. Forward through the fingers and then lower. Remember, don't worry about how far down you go with your hand. Think about opening chest towards the side and lengthening both sides of the body. As you inhale, rising up, we're coming back into warrior two. Okay, pause here for a moment, breath in and breath out. As you inhale, coming into your lunge, so arms are going to come up by your ears, you pivoting onto the ball of that back foot, strong back leg and strong right glutes. Finding your twist when you're ready. Exhale, open arm twist towards your left. A lot of focus here. Breath in. Now as you exhale, that right hand lowers to the inside of that left foot. Plant, and your left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And as you exhale, left hand lowers. Frame that front foot. Back knee is going to lower too. And we're coming all the way into half splits. So sending your hips back. Breath in. And breath out. Pausing here. And we're going to find some cows and cats with the spine. Remember, here your hands coming closer to you. So if you've got them too far forward, it's going to be difficult to get more of that arch or that extension through your spine. So bring them in. And then when you're ready, chest forward, gaze up. Think about sit bones lifting. And then as you exhale, round, nose maybe towards the knee. Notice the change in the sensation in the left hamstring. Again, inhale into that cow spine. Exhale into that cat. And again, inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more, just like that, chest coming forward. And chest hiding or rounding. And then let's bend into that front knee, coming into that lunge, bringing those hands forward, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, and when you're ready, step that front foot back, finding plank pose. And in your plank pose, find a little movement from side to side. If you're up for it, maybe you lift one hand and lift the other, as if you were trying to walk in place with your hands. Stay strong through your legs. Breath in. And breath out. Pause if you were walking. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, lift those sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, if you were holding your breath, might be a good place to take a deeper inhale. And an open mouth exhale. And really feel that breath in your body. Notice the effects. Another breath in. And breath out. Now as you inhale, walking those feet towards the hands towards the feet, we're going to meet at the top of the mat in a forward fold. This time, maybe it's available to bring your arms behind your legs. You might grab onto opposite elbows, let your head hang, maybe look from side to side, breathing in and breathing out. And then releasing those elbows, finding a bend in those knees, and slowly stacking one vertebra over the other as you rise up to stand. Shoulders come up by the ears and then release them down the back. Turn your palms forward, mountain pose. With your next inhale, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, right hand wraps around your left wrist and then pull that left wrist up and then take it over towards the right side. Send your hips a bit towards the left. Puff your left ribs towards the left. Come back through center as you inhale. Switch the wrist, the left hand. Lift that right wrist up and then take it over any amount towards the left side. Send your hips slightly towards the right and your right ribs also towards the right. Coming back through center on the inhale, this time hands behind you, interlace them at your lower back. Open up the chest, breathe in, and as you exhale, find a forward fold. Once the head is down, maybe those knuckles reach up towards the ceiling. See if you can still press the heels of the hands towards one another. Breath in and breath out. Releasing those hands as you inhale, halfway lift. And on your exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, lift onto the balls of the feet, maybe even the tiptoes. Send your chest towards your thighs. And then as you exhale, with control, lower your knees to the mat, coming into table pose. Hands on the shoulders, knees on the hips. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, cow. And as you exhale, round your spine into cat. And then again, inhale and exhale. One more just like that. Breath in and breath out. See if you can come onto your fingertips. Walk your hands a little closer to you and then really press through the fingertips as you push that upper back towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades are moving away from one another, belly towards your spine. Another inhale and exhale. And then coming back onto those hands, returning to downward facing dog. As you inhale, the right leg is going to rise. And now on your exhale, right knee towards your chest, shoulders over hips. So a bit of a rounding here, a bit or a lot. And then as you inhale, come back into that three-legged dog, lifting that leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest, find that rounding. Weight into those arms. Again, inhale, lengthen, reach, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw that knee into your chest. Pause here for a moment. Breath in and breath out. As you inhale, lengthen, reach the leg up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, let's lower that right foot behind the left leg and see if you can plant your right foot to the outside of your left foot. So you're in down dog, but with your thighs crossed. Send your sit bones up and back. Full breath in. And full breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, bend into those knees and see if you can lower your knees to the mat. So your knees will be crossed, right? So the right knee will be behind the left knee. And then see if you can open up your feet. And then send your sit bones between your feet and find a seat. Okay, so see if that works. You'll find yourself into a cross-legged seat with the left knee on top of the right, and your feet will be to the outsides of your hips. If this is definitely not working, find a cross-legged seat. Okay, or you could also sit on a block here. The more open the hips are, the more your feet can kind of fan out, but just see where it works for you. Both sit bones planted. All right, so from here, inhale, arms lift. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend the left elbow. The left hand is going to drop behind the head, so kind of down the spine. And then your right arm is going to come out to the right, turn your palm to face back, and then slide that arm behind you. Elbow bends, and your right hand is climbing up the spine. So left hand is walking down the spine, right hand up the spine. Maybe you grab onto t-shirt. Maybe if you're in the monkey arm family like me, you might be able to hold the other hand. But this is all about, depending on the length of the arms. So nothing that we work towards, right? But yeah, you can gain some more flexibility in the shoulders, but don't worry if those hands don't touch. Now let's take a full breath in and a full breath out. Try to push the spine into your arms. So you're not doing a super arch through the spine. You're trying to resist that. Draw the belly towards the spine. Another breath in and another breath out. Nice job. From here, release those hands, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, and we're going to return. So hands are going to come back onto the mat. See if you can roll onto your knees. And then from here in your table pose, send your right leg all the way out behind you. And then as you exhale, let's plant that right foot, the ball of the foot. A knee is still lifted, and we're just going to push through that right heel. Push the floor away with your hands. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more inhale and exhale. And then let's lower that back, that right knee coming back into your table pose. And let's all take a little rest in child's pose. Send the sit bones towards your heels. Reach your fingers forward, as far forward as you can. Breath in and breath out. One more inhale and exhale. Coming back through table pose and all the way into downward facing dog, tucking those toes, lifting those knees, sending your sit bones up and back. Drop the head, chin towards the chest. Find any movement that feels good in your body right now. And take another inhale and another exhale. From here, let's walk those feet towards the hands. And let's find a forward fold at the top of the mat. Arms heavy, head heavy, slowly rising all the way up to stand. Finding your mountain pose, shoulders up by the ears, and then dropping them down the back as you turn your palms to face forward. Okay, so let's try and do all of that on the other side. So we'll see if I remember. So when you're ready, reach those arms up on the inhale. As you exhale, right hand around the left wrist, give that stretch, pulling that wrist up and over. Feel that space in the left side of your waist, and then come back through center on the inhale. Switch the wrist and take it all the way over to the other side. Try to keep your shoulders on the same plane. Inhale, bring yourself back through center, release wrists, and now arms wide and all the way behind you. Find the opposite interlace of those fingers. Open that chest, send those knuckles down, shoulder blades squeeze, and then as you exhale, we're folding forward. Arms maybe reach up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Release those hands, halfway lift on your inhale, lengthen spine. As you exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Left leg on the inhale, lift. Extend it up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, knee to chest and bring those shoulders over wrists. Inhale, lengthen. Three-legged dog, reach that left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. Maybe even knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale again, knee to chest, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. And now as you exhale, lowering that left foot behind the right, crossing, and then see if you can plant the foot outside of that right foot. So you're in a down dog, but with your legs crossed. Send your sit bones a little higher. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Heels pressing down. Another breath. And now on your exhale, bend both knees. Those knees are going to drop towards the mat. Now your right knee is on top or in front of your left. Open up those feet, so make some space between those feet. And then see if you can send your sit bones all the way into that space. So you're finding a seat. Your legs are crossed, your right knee is on top of your left. Depending on flexibility in hips, your feet might come out a bit, but make sure your sit bones are planted. Now, as you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, it's your right elbow that's going to bend and the right hand is coming behind you. Left hand comes out. Turn your palm. So this is important here. Palm now is facing back, thumb is pointing down. And then slide that arm behind you. Bend the elbow and maybe you can walk those fingers up the spine. Right fingers are walking down the spine. Maybe they meet, maybe they hold on to t-shirt. You're trying to get your left elbow to point down, your right elbow to point up. And then, of course, this will probably make you arch a bit through your spine, so kind of open the front of the body. But try to engage through lower belly and see if you can push the spine into your arms. Breath in and breath out. Another like that, breath in and breath out. And then as you inhale, release those arms, reach them up, lengthen. And on your exhale, lowering those hands in front of you and see if you can roll over onto your knees. Okay, unwind the legs, but lengthen your left leg all the way out. So really stretch out here and then plant the ball of the foot. Now strengthen through that left heel, left leg. Draw the belly towards your spine and push the floor away. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take one more, just like that. Inhale and exhale. And then from here, lowering that left knee down, coming into a cow pose, drop the belly, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, round your spine and come all the way into child's pose, sit bones towards your heels. Keep reaching through your fingers. Make it a bit more active through your arms. So elbows and forearms and palms are lifted. You're on your fingertips. And then you're pushing down through your fingertips. And then you're pushing down through your hips or through your sit bones. Breath in. And breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. And then coming back through all fours, tucking your toes and finding downward facing dog. Once again, sit bones lift up and back, head dangles. If it's comfortable, maybe looking from side to side. Full inhale and full exhale. One more. And then let's walk those feet towards the hands towards the feet, and find, once again, a forward fold at the top of your mat. You choose here if you want to hold on to opposite elbows in front or behind your legs, or if you want a little extra stretch through the spine, your hands could interlace and bring them behind your head at the base of your skull. Just adding a bit more traction for the spine, only if you need it. Breath in and out. And then once again, slowly, if you had those hands interlaced, release them, slowly lifting that spine. One vertebra stacking over the other. Think about drawing the belly up and in as you do this. And then engaging through the glutes as you find this standing position so that you're strong through your legs, strong through your base. With your next inhale, those arms are going to lift. And then as you exhale, right arm down, side stretch. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, go to the other side. Inhale through center. One more little sequence standing. So left foot is going to step back. This time we're coming into warrior one. So you want a strong, stable stance for this next, these next movements. Okay, so your warrior one, keep it strong. Okay, stay strong, engage through that left glute. Now with your next inhale, open your arms out into a T. On your exhale, your right arm is going to come under the left. We're coming to eagle arms. So cross at your elbows, option of hands at shoulders, option of lifting forearms, option of bringing palms to touch. Either way, you want to keep your elbows stacked. So if your forearms lift and your elbows unhook, then I'd stay with hands at shoulders. Because if your elbows unhook, you lose the stretch through your upper back, you lose the compression in your chest. Okay, So find the version that will work best for you here. And as I say, strong here and stable through your legs. We're going to arch and round the spine with these eagle arms. So now it's all about the spine. Inhale, it's like your cow pose, right? Extension of spine. It will result in your elbows lifting, but it's coming from that spine. And then as you exhale, it's rounding, flexion of spine, which will result in those elbows kind of lowering and coming in. Let's find that again. As you move like this, it's kind of a balance challenge. So make sure you do it slow with your breath and you stay strong through those legs. And let's do one more. Inhale to lift, to open front of the body. And exhale to round. Nice job. And now from here, inhale, lift, unwind your arms, reach them all the way up. And right hand again around the left wrist. We're going to pull that left wrist over towards the right side. So extra press down through that left foot. Keep your hips level. Try not to take the whole body over towards the right. And then returning through center, release the wrist, reaching your arms up. Make some balance here, bringing weight forward into that front leg, stepping that back foot forward with control, planting, and coming back to mountain pose. Rest hands at your heart. Same thing on the other side. Take a breath first. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, arms will lift. On your exhale, right foot this time is going to step back. These transitions are also important. Use control. Plant that back foot. Find your stable and strong stance here. Okay? And then when you've got that, open your arms out into a T. On your exhale, it's going to be your left arm now coming under. So you're crossing at your elbows, maybe hands at shoulders, forearms lift, or palms touch. None of these is better than the other. You find the one that works for you. Again, stable gaze, stable breath. We're going to inhale to open the front of the body. Exhale to draw those elbows in, so rounding through that back body. And again, with control, inhale to open. Exhale. And round. And inhale one more time. And exhale. And now the next time that you are lifted, rising up, unwind those arms, reaching them tall. And then it's your left hand now that's going to wrap around that right wrist. And we're going to pull that right wrist up. And then take it over towards the left side. And as you do that, press down through that right foot. Feel that stretch and space in the right side of the body. Breathe in. And breathe out. Coming back through center, let go of the wrists. And then bringing that weight forward again. Do this slowly, controlled movement. Bringing that right foot forward. And then planting. And hands back to the heart. Full breath in. And full breath out. And we're going to slow things down now. So we're going to take it all the way to the mat. Arms lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. And fold forward, exhale. From here, we'll begin to bend into those knees. You're welcome to keep your hands on the mat the whole time, lowering your sit bones towards your heels. If you feel like it's available to lift your arms off the ground and lower those sit bones, maybe you pause here with your sit bones close to the heels, and maybe with control, you lower your sit bones all the way down to the ground. Okay, once your feet and sit bones are on the ground, let's bring those feet wide, those knees wide, hands around your shins. And again, cows and cats here. So as you inhale, chest comes forward, gaze lifts. Notice those shoulder blades come a little closer together. And on your exhale, round, chin to chest. Now, your arms here, what are they doing? As you inhale, your elbows bend. You're bringing yourself forward. You feel those elbows come back, those shoulder blades squeeze. You're kind of on your sit bones. And then as you exhale and round your spine, your elbows, your arms lengthen. And you even can roll a bit onto that sacrum if it feels comfortable. And again, inhale, coming into those sit bones, lifting chest, lifting gaze. Exhale, rounding that spine, taking it all the way through the spine. Last one, inhale and exhale. And then come back up, neutral spine, shoulders down. Hands are going to come to the outer hips. Fingers can point out or a little back. And then push into those hands to open up that chest, breath in. On your exhale, drop your knees towards the left side. And now just pause here. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring those knees back through center on the inhale. And now take it all the way to the right. So knees drop to the right. And again, lean into those hands a bit so your chest can be open. The crown of the head can reach up. Breath in and breath out. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back through center. This time, bring the feet back to hip width. And your arms are going to come in front of you. Inhale. On your exhale, come halfway down. Pause here for a moment. Take a breath in. See if on your exhale, you can lift your right knee and draw it in towards your chest without changing much else. Lower that right foot. And now same thing, left knee come into your chest. Try not to change anything else. Lower that left foot one more time. Right knee comes in, maybe right leg straightens. Bend that knee, foot returns. Same thing with your left. Left knee comes in, maybe leg straightens. Bend and plant. All right, take another breath in, open up that chest. And then as you exhale, lower back lowers, mid back, upper back, and head all the way down onto the mat. Let's bring those knees in and just a little loose movement here from side to side. If you feel like rotating those ankles a bit or wiggling your toes, that might feel good too. And then find some stillness through that back body, let it ground, and then bring those knees wide into a happy baby. So those knees are going towards your armpits. And you could go in, you could check out a few stages here. So we're going to use happy baby to try and find a neutral spine. We did a lot of, back bending and rounding. So just getting that neutral spine to end with. So if heels down towards the glutes, knees wide. This allows you to have a neutral spine and allows most of that back body to be on the ground. Stay here. Okay? If you can keep most of that back body on the ground and lift your feet, you could do that. But if you lift your feet and then that sacrum lifts and the shoulder blades lift, then I would stay with the heels to the glutes. Maybe your hands walk towards your feet, as long as once you've got your feet, you can push down those knees and you can get once again that sacrum, those shoulder blades onto the mat. Wherever you are, let's pause there. Feel that back body grounding and take about 3 to 5 breaths. Maybe closing eyes. Take another breath in wherever you are. And breath out. And then gently release your happy baby. Bring your feet to the mat and bring them wide, maybe mat width, shoulder width or so. The knees are going to be bent, but keep your knees separate. We're just going into a wide foot, leg bridge pose. So it's just going to be a little one. Don't think about it as a back bend. Think about it as neutral spine. Your arms by your side. Press down through the feet and see if you can lift your hips, keeping your knees where they're at. So don't let them fall into one another. Use this to find neutral in the hip flexors or in the belly area. Engage through the glutes. Take a breath in. Use your arms, some two. Take a breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, lower those hip bones, those hips, keeping your knees still in that same position. And then bring your heels slightly out, your toes slightly in, and then let your knees rest against one another. Bring your hands to your belly and take a breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Maybe take another one just like that. And now staying in this position or finding one that is more comfortable, maybe lengthening your legs out if that's okay with your lower back. Maybe rolling onto one side if you prefer. But we're going to find these last moments of stillness. Because as much as it's important to move, to do, to create, to make things happen, it's also important to know how to sit back, how to pause, how to stop doing. And it doesn't mean that it's easy. Actually, it's probably more difficult to pause than to keep going. So we got to practice it, and this is our chance. And then if you'd rather stay for a bit longer, if you find yourself okay in this rest, if you have the time, feel free to stay. If you're ready to move, use your breath, engage a bit more your inhale and exhale, and then begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, your ankles, your wrists. Move in any way that feels right to you. And you could, if you're on your back, roll onto one side of the body, and before you rise up, give yourself a breath in and a breath out. And then let's meet in a comfortable seat. And we'll end practice together. You could bring hands to your heart. You could find that lifted spine. Maybe your eyes stay closed. And let's just take a moment and acknowledge the practice itself. And then let's acknowledge ourselves for today practicing. We'll acknowledge all those who have practiced with us. and then all those who make it possible. Ending with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.